This course will end in May and early June with the American Civil War. Now, that event does not take place until 1861 through 1865, and we are far away from that. However, what we're discussing now with the establishment of the colonies under England partly helps to set the stage for that conflict, which is North versus South. As we've been discussing, there are differences between the New England, Middle, and Southern colonies. The differences begin with simple geography. That's the way the planet was made. In New England and in the northern section, you tend to have more of mountains and rocky hills, whereas in the southern colonies, you have coastal plains. In New England, it's not as fertile, not as good for growing. Southern colonies, very good for growing. As we've discovered, tobacco, as well as many other things, and at a later time, cotton. And the seasons. In New England, you really only have a few months of good weather for farming. But the further south you go, you can farm almost all year round. This image pretty much affirms what we just saw in the previous image. Just the way the world was made. There's going to be a difference between the New England, Middle, and Southern colonies. In New England, yes, they did some farming, but their livelihoods more depended on the ocean. And it is good for growing trees, so a lot of lumber did come from New England. Middle colonies, farming is better, so a lot of their exports that they sent abroad came from farming. Also wood products as well. The further south you go, also their major products for income came from farming items, especially tobacco, which was a cash crop. A lot of money to be made in tobacco. And later, cotton. In addition to natural geography, there was a difference in the early colonization period in the types of English colonists who settled which region. Those who came to Virginia tended to be young males who were unemployed and therefore became indentured servants. In fact, 75 to 80% of the early English colonists to the Virginia area fell into this category. Whereas those coming to New England tended, as a generalization, to come with families, to come with trades, with skills such as a shoemaker or a tailor. Yes, about 35% were indentured servants, but that is a pretty big difference.